Hey, so in this video, we're going to talk about new construction in and around Calgary. And in this video today, I'm actually going to feature one of the newest developments in Calgary in the southwest community of Alpine Park. Now, you notice on my screen, there are 24 new home developments in the Calgary area. And you can see by this map, they stretch everywhere from Cochrane to the northwest, to the northeast, to the west side of Calgary, even around the downtown core, of course in the southwest and into the southeast. There is a lot going on in and around the Calgary area. And I can tell you with the amount of people that are moving here, there's definitely a lot of interest in new developments. And these new developments, by the way, they include everything from condominium, like apartment style condominiums, into townhouses, attached properties, and detached properties. And I have a tremendous amount of information for you. If you just want to reach out, you can give me comments or ask questions, and I'll answer them for you, no problem. But today we're going to focus on right here, which is Alpine Park in the southwest community. And I'll tell you, they're doing an amazing job down there. They're going to have a fantastic community when it's all built. There's going to be a lot of amenities down there. It's exciting. It's going to be really easy access to get out to the mountains because it's right on Stony Trail. So you'll be able to just, whip yourself right up to Highway 1 and get out to the mountains. But because you're on Stony Trail, you can get around to the east side. You can get to the airport pretty easy. So it's just a great community to be able to get around in. And there's going to be a lot of different kinds of product that's available, meaning there's going to be a whole bunch of different price points. So we're going to get live on location here in the next part of this video and walk you through it. All right, well, I'm standing right now in the heart of this new community in the far southwest of Calgary. It's called Alpine Park. And I have to say, this is a pretty nice looking community. And now that I'm here, I'm standing in an area where they built this amazing park. And I think what's impressive is that a lot of these developers now are really mindful of how they build these communities. Like, a lot of thought goes into them, and they want to have a real good mix of high density homes with single detached homes, lots of good green space, and of course you got to have amenities. And Alpine Park so far to me has really impressed me. There's a lot of that here, and you can see right now I'm standing in this beautiful park. There's a green space right in the center of this community, and you'll notice in the distance we have a beautiful skyline of Calgary in the background, which is amazing. And there's actually a lot of houses in this area, depending on which lot you would get, where you could actually get a beautiful view of the skyline. But what's also amazing is you just look towards the west, I can actually see the mountains. So you kind of get the best of both worlds here just by the way the elevation of the landscape of how this community is put together. So we're going to walk you through in this video quite a few features about Alpine, and I'm also going to go over some of the pros and the cons of buying in a new community. Well, when they build brand new communities like Alpine Park, the developer has to be mindful of the different budgets that people have in owning property. So high density, for example, when you get into like townhouses, you're able to get into this product for a price range that starts at around $400,000 and makes it really pretty affordable for people. And of course, that'll go up all the way to, around $1 million for some detached houses, and some of them will even go beyond that in this area. But, if you mix in that kind of a price point into this neighborhood, you're able to really attract a lot of young families and a lot of diverse different types of people that really make the community special. And this community at Alpine Park, it has all of that. So depending on whatever price point you're in, you can get into this neighborhood right now, and you'll notice that there's a lot of benefits to this neighborhood if you really want to be in the southwest of Calgary. I love the fact that Stony Trail is so close. I love the fact you got these city views, mountain views. It's so easy to get out on 22X and head right out to Bragg Creek. You could be in Bragg Creek in about 15 minutes. So what I notice about Alpine Park is the lifestyle. And I think more than ever, that's what we're looking for when we buy real estate now, is, does the lifestyle offer what I'm looking to do when I come home from work and I've got my family and the kids? What am I going to do when I get here? This type of development offers a great lifestyle. You know, right now in Calgary, the highest demand properties are row houses and townhouses. And the product you see right behind me in Alpine Park, this is exactly the kind of product that people are looking for in these row houses and townhouses. The biggest reason why is they're affordable, number one. You know, you can get into townhouses now in the high threes, low 400s, so it's really affordable to get in. They have basements, they have upstairs, you know, so they're about as close to a detached type of a home as you can get your hands on. And the other thing that's in real high demand is investors love to buy these because the rents that they can get for them are also pretty reasonable, and we have a really small amount of vacancy right now in Calgary. Now, they've done a pretty good job here in Alpine Park. They've really mixed in a little bit of high density, like you see behind me, in with a lot of other attached properties and detached properties. And the community looks like it's going to be pretty nice. Now, it's going to take a little time for these communities to develop. And that's the one con to owning in a new development, is that you do have to put up with a lot of dust, a lot of construction noise, and big trucks coming and going until the community is done. And most of these communities take about 10 years to complete. Now, they've done a great job here at Alpine Park, as I keep mentioning in this video, of incorporating the parks and the pathways into the lifestyle. And I think that's the really good benefit now to some of these new communities, that they really didn't consider that as much in some of the communities of old. And you'll notice behind me, you can just walk right here into the pathway, into a nice park, and there are little pathways that connect all over this community. So it's really easy to take your dog out for a walk, and you can go in these pathways and walk or jog or whatever all around the entire community. Well, on this street, you'll notice now we're moving into what I would call the starter homes. And these homes, you know, you can get into as maybe your first home, or maybe you're downsizing, and this would be the perfect street for that. And this gives you a little bit of an idea of the kind of starter homes that they put in. And you know, one of the things that I kind of like about new developments is they always change the elevation look over the years. When you look at all the communities in Calgary, and you know, every community has a little different looking elevation on the outside and their architectural controls. And I think they've done a really nice job here of incorporating the composite style material that they're using outside with some decorative rock. So I think the architectural controls are quite nice. But typical for these newer developments, you notice that these are smaller homes, they are on smaller lots, they don't really have big backyards, but of course you can get into these homes with more of an affordable price. All right, well, now we moved into the area that has more of the luxury homes for this area. And of course, a lot of the luxury homes, they put in some nice locations within the community. And you'll notice I'm standing right in front of a pond. Well, what community doesn't want water? We all love water, and there's a bike path and a walking path all the way around this pond. Well, you won't have any problem with getting cell phone coverage, because there is a cell phone tower right there too. But you will notice beautiful city view in the background. I can see the mountains to the west. This just, again, is great what they've done with this community by adding so much green space and pathways into the lifestyle of the community. Now, these luxury homes, and I'm really impressed with these, I have to say, they've done a really nice job of incorporating these two stories into the two-car garage in the front, but it doesn't have that typical big garage taking up the whole front of the elevation. These homes look pretty nice. There's a lot of big windows that they've put on them. They have a good mixture of composite with stucco and rock, so they have a really nice elevation, a good look to them. The style of the home is very modern, contemporary look. So I have to say, if you're considering getting into more of a luxury home and you want to be in a new development and be able to face a park with a city view, this might be an area to consider. All All right, so let's talk a little bit about the pros and the cons of these brand new communities. So just to reiterate what I've already said in this video, it will take some time for this community to be built. So you have to consider 10 years of construction and dust and noise and that sort of thing. The other thing that I really do like about new communities though is, of course, you get a brand new home. Everything is brand new. No one has lived in it. You know, all of your electrical and your roof and your exterior and everything is just brand new. And the whole idea with new construction is that you just move in and you enjoy it and you don't have to do anything for a very, very long time. No renovations, no repairs. Your home is warranted for 10 years. And I think there's a lot of peace of mind that come with that. So I can understand why a lot of people really like to go with new construction, and there's a real benefit to that. Now, on the flip side, you have to consider some of the cons that go with that as well. When you're building, it is a journey that you have to take. And I've taken this journey with a lot of people, and sometimes people don't realize how much of a journey it is. When you work with a builder, you're forming a partnership with that builder. And it's going to go on for a very long time. And sometimes these builders are fantastic. We have some amazing builders in Calgary that really are customer centric and they do a great job. And we've had others that lack communication and some frustration comes around that. Mistakes are made. And I will tell you, you will have to be involved in your build if you decide to go down this path, or work with a professional like me that can help you get to the finish line so that mistakes don't get made and you hold that builder accountable for the entire time that you're building. It's very important that you're willing to take that on, or I wouldn't recommend going down the new construction path. I would recommend buying something that's already built. The other thing that you have to really consider is that you're gonna have to do some outside yard maintenance as well. You know, you're going to be looking at putting in maybe some fencing and some landscaping. Sometimes you have to be able to work with your neighbor on that, and there's some extras that go along with it. You have to consider putting in, you know, your window coverings. So there are some additional costs that sometimes people don't think about when they're building. But all in all, if you do pick the right builder, things can go relatively smooth, and you can come out the other side and be pretty happy with the home that you built. Get the floor plan that you really like. Pick all of the fixtures and the colors that really suit your lifestyle and your family's needs. And that's what you're really the benefit of getting new construction. Now, the other thing that a lot of people do is they buy these new construction properties, especially townhouses, with some speculation too. Investors like to get involved in this because the idea is maybe by the time my product is built, the value of the product has actually gone up. And just keep in mind that very well could happen, but I've also seen it go the other way. So there are some risks, and be wise in your choice if you're doing this for speculation. You never really know what the market is going to do a year from now. There's every reason to believe that Alberta is looking pretty good, but sometimes things can happen that we can't foresee, and markets can change, and by the time you get to the end, your property may not be worth what you're hoping it is worth. So just be aware of that. But all in all, you know, new construction is a really good option. And if you pick a community like Alpine Park, and I can see this being a community that a lot of people want to live in, so you'll find yourself in a pretty good ROI situation as time passes. The other thing you have to consider though when it comes to return on investment is that the builder is going to be here for 10 years. So you are competing if you decide to sell with the builder prices, whatever those that might be. And because supply and demand drive the market, if the builder does have a lot of supply, that can definitely hurt the value of the properties. And sometimes it's hard to see the properties go up in value at the rate that some people are hoping. So just keep that in mind as well. But all in all, I would consider Alpine Park as a good neighborhood to consider living in if you want to be in a brand new community. I need your love.